Okay, I wanted to begin today by showing this and why I harp so much about the Convention of States. Because the main thing, if nothing else, if it could limit the amount of time we have people in office, because representatives in Congress, it was initially set up that people would go there and serve their area, their state, their county, or whatever for just a little while, because you used to not be paid, from my understanding, more than a stipend. But now people have made it into basically a career. Now, most people say, well, they can't. They're not making a whole lot of money at $174,000 a year to live in D.C. And I agree, that's not a whole lot of money to live in D.C. But all the power and influence and all the insider trading knowledge and everything else that they can get, and plus if they help somebody with a contract here and there, and then those people help with their campaign and take them out to eat and give them a house here or a car there or whatever, however else they may finagle their funds around. Not everybody, but I'm just saying, that's how come you see some of these folks that have been in there, and I won't name names. Let's look at this list. Here is a list of all current members of the U.S. Congress who have served 20 years or more, with their exact number of years, months, and days of service as of today, October 14th, 2025. That's Chuck Grassley, Republican, Ed Markley. So this goes across both aisles. Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Steny Hoyer. You know, let's look at all these. Okay, let's just go to look at the top 10. How long has Grassley and them been in there? Since 75? These people have been in there since the mid-80s. Probably more than some of you guys have been alive. 50 years, 49, 44, 44, 44, 44, 44, 42, 42, 40, 38. And we are how far in debt, folks? Like 37 trillion? Why do they keep getting elected? Are they doing a great job? Oh, their accounts are getting awful big. I guarantee you can check them all. Republican, Democrat, whatever. They've made millions. They can manage their money great. But for some reason, our money goes down. Is there a correlation? And you know, the thing is, we have to pay more and more taxes to make up the difference. You know, we don't ever pay enough taxes, eh? You got one party that's fighting against it and one that's fighting for it. So, and we just keep getting more and more social programs. Yep. Look how many people have been in there at least 20 years. 45 people in Congress. That's House and Senate. Lindsey Graham, how long has he been in there? 22 years. Lisa Murkowski, 22 years. Come on, folks. John Cornyn, 22 years. Come on. How long has John Thune been in there? 20 years. Since 2005. All these guys. We have to have a convention of states, folks. When I talk about the Convention of States, this is what I'm talking about. It shows here, as of early of 2025, the Convention of States has 19 state legislatures that have passed a resolution to join a Convention of States. And below is a list of 31 states that have not passed it. And it tells who controlled them. And I can put a link to this information down below. But there's, they have divided government. Some of them are, the governors are Republican, but this tells you about if it's divided or not. You have, of course, California is Democratic. They've got all of it. Arizona's divided. Alaska's divided. So these are all the other states that haven't signed on yet that we need to have signed on. If you're in any of these states, you need to contact your representatives and ask them how come they don't want to join a convention of states, because that's the only way you're going to get term limits on the people I just showed you. They're never going to vote for that. That is the least we could do. Maybe that would cut the power of these people and keep the corruption down in our government. Notwithstanding that we also, I think, need a balanced budget amendment. We need these people to live under the laws they give us. We also need these people to not get special treatment and everything else if they serve 2 or 3 terms. But that should be their limit, a couple of terms, and they should be out and not able to serve again, at least unless they stay out for as long as they were in the first time. Something of that nature, some type of limit that will keep them from staying in there and digging in and getting power and getting influence from people. And it's just, that's not saying that's the way it is with everybody, but I'm just saying that's how corruption comes about. That's why our founding fathers put this in as Article 5 into the Constitution. I'm going to put the links down. Hopefully TikTok will let this go through. They haven't let me promote any of this before. So please help me share. Get a hold of those states. If you're in any of those states, get a hold of your representatives, because before long it'll get to a point where they start thinking, if I want to go to Congress, I wouldn't want to be limited. And I want to be able to get rich like all these other folks. So the longer we wait, the more difficult it's going to be. At least usually in state legislatures, they change a little bit more from my understanding. I don't know. I'd have to go get some stats on that too. We got to have 34 states to have a convention. Then you have to have 38 states vote to ratify anything that comes out of the convention, as far as if you have term limits or you make them not have any retirement and different things and live just like we do. Maybe get rid of the 16th Amendment and put a flat tax in place. You understand how much compliance, you know how much compliance costs us. I'm a CPA. I'm just saying that, just to comply and not even calculate the taxes and deal with all the different states. I'm doing sales tax now, and I deal with several states, and they all have different laws on how they deal with real property and personal property and all these different things, and how sales are calculated in what counties and all these different rates, and they change all the time, and people doing business have to change their point of sale, registers and all this stuff. It's just the compliance is like millions and millions and billions of dollars, folks. If we just had a flat tax, we could get rid of a lot of that. All that cost that goes into all that, even the labor to make stuff, is all passed along in the products that you and I pay for, and they still want more taxes. And it's great for them, because if they have more tax money going into the coffers, then if they get kickbacks, if they are getting kickbacks, they can get more of it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be more there for them to get. As they waste it, as Doge and everybody else has shown us all this waste over and over and over, and just, hey, just dig deeper, folks. No, Convention of States, that's it. Please like, follow, share. Please share. Please like, please follow. Please help me get this word out. This has been going on for a long time. We have been trying to get a Convention of States now for over 10 years. We've got 19 states. It's a big pushback. Convention of States, folks, that's the only solution. It's the only. If you got a better one, please give me a link to it below. But I don't believe it. I'm from Missouri originally, so show me. Okay, have a good one.